Awesome. So this video is going to take around about an hour. I suggest you really watch it till the end, commit yourself to learning about this if you've been wanting to start an e-commerce business. Now is really the time. We are hitting the last 1.5 months of 2020. 2021 is just around the corner. Commit yourself in starting your business and getting started before 2021 arrives. So this is going to be awesome for those of you who want to get started and have not yet known how to get started. So we're going to be talking about Amazon. What ways are they that you can sell on Amazon and all those other steps that are necessary to get started. So the first big question, let me move my face here a bit so I don't cover up. How can you sell on Amazon? So many of you might have been buying on Amazon as a client, but have not yet considered that you could also sell on Amazon. Some of you might not even be aware that you could sell on Amazon. So when you go on the page, you will find that many products are sold by Amazon themselves, but 60% are actually sold by third-party sellers. And while there are some big brands in between there, the vast majority of third-party sellers are actually solopreneurs and private people who just got it started at some point on their own with a laptop. And this is the beauty of this opportunity of selling online. So there are different ways that you could sell on Amazon, and we're going to be looking at those. So there is wholesale, there's private labeling, there's online arbitrage, retail arbitrage, that's the OA and RA, and dropshipping. Out of those four, my absolute favorite one is private labeling, and that's the one that I see the most success with as well. Of course, you can do wholesaling, and I'm going to quickly explain what that is. So if you want to be wholesaling, it basically means that you resell a brand that already exists. An example would be Adidas shoes, for example. You can say, okay, Adidas is selling this types of shoes, and I would like to become a seller of that particular brand. So then you can sell that on Amazon as well and sell that existing product. So they're like dozens, hundreds, thousands of different brands that you could become a wholesaler in and sell those products that already sell. There is an advantage in doing that because whatever product you are going to sell, you already know that the brand is established. You don't need to be creating a product, and you can sell what already sells well. The disadvantage here is that it's very competitive, and you're going to be competing with very established sellers for the sales, and your profit margins are usually quite small. So you need to go into the volume. Online arbitrage, retail arbitrage means that you buy products. It's similar to wholesaling. It's just that you're not buying your products from a distributor. You're just buying sales. So you see maybe a sale somewhere on like Walmart, for example, for a specific product. You see it sells for more on Amazon, and then you buy it and you resell it. This is one of my least favorite ways of doing it because there's a lot of risk involved. Many brands don't allow that. And I don't recommend you to get started in online arbitrage or retail arbitrage. In the years that I've done account restoration, so I've offered, well, I used to offer that. I don't do that anymore. Sales account restoration. It means that when accounts got suspended because they didn't follow Amazon rules, I helped them reinstore those. Many of my clients were in retail arbitrage and online arbitrage because they didn't know what sort of product to sell. And they ended up selling brands that they were not allowed to sell and got their account suspended, and all their money in their account was lost oftentimes. So that's why this is something I don't recommend to unexperienced people. And if you want to do online arbitrage and retail arbitrage, make sure you follow someone who really knows what they're doing in this topic. I don't do it at all because it's not something that I personally would recommend or like to do. Margins are very small and it's a massive hassle to do. And I rather put all that energy and investment as well in doing it properly. And that's why I love private labeling, because it's a beautiful combination of building up your own brand by creating your own brand, of course, and selling products that you do not reinvent. So these are sort of products that already sell well, but you just brand them differently. And it's a beautiful way of getting started and having your very own business with your own brand that you can then build as an asset, because later on you could always sell that brand or your business. You really build something with some sort of foundation, and yeah, there's something to it. And also you can get started with as little as a few $1,000s, because it doesn't require you to fully invent a product and get a manufacturer to really start a product from scratch. We are selling products that already exist. And this is what I love, and I'm going to show you. So I want to show you a bit as well, what are people already making. These are screenshots of today. Just before I went on this presentation, I went into some of my accounts of some of my clients, and I got some snapshots for you, so that you can get a bit of a numbers to it. So these are some of my smallest accounts that I work with. This is the monthly revenue. It's not the profit, it's the revenue. So this is how much they have made in sales. Most of their profits are around 30%. So you can calculate what the profits are from what you can see. These are people, just you and me. These are all female-owned businesses, and just very simple products. Many only have 1 or 2 products, and they have started from scratch, from nothing, and have built up their own businesses. I love this, it makes me very proud. So this is from, just a few hours ago. And this is not to really be flashing different numbers. This is really just to make the point of, yes, this is a business that you could really build something off. But at the same time, I'm not showing you $1 million accounts, because this is not a get rich quick. This is building a business and then scaling over time. Can you create a 6-figure business within a year? Yes, you can do that with the dedication and work that it takes, and following strategies that actually work. And I'm going to talk about my success formula in a moment. So just as well, before we get started into how we can find products and what are the right products and so on, we want to be talking about who can actually get started. Is there like a limitation or something like that? Not really. So any business or person can get started as long as you are a resident of the following countries. And here are the countries. So this is a link of the official Amazon page, and you see that many countries are accepted. And if you live internationally, I would suggest you look through this. But really, most countries are allowed to have people sign up for a selling account. So for sure, this is something that is very interesting. And of course, you can get started as a business owner with a established business, which I do recommend, Or if you live in the USA, you could even start with a personal account with just on your name. Here though, I recommend, if you're really planning to create a bigger business out of this, and you're going to get at some point many sales, that's what the goal is, you would want to create a business for it, just because it's going to make things much easier down the line. So let's quickly talk about what private labeling is. And this is what I'm going to be covering in this training today. So I like to focus purely on private labeling. And that is a way of building a really beautiful business. Let's see if I can move my face here. Not sure if you guys can see the face too, but I can, yeah, well, never mind. But what is private labeling? So private labeling basically means you get a manufacturer that already creates a product that people are searching for, and you put your own brand on it. It's pretty common. If you go to your local supermarket, you will see hundreds and thousands of different private label brands. So oftentimes when you go to the supermarket, you will find a product that has different brands on it, but are actually created by the same manufacturer. Oftentimes no-name brands are created by the same branded name. So here are just some examples of private label brands that Amazon has themselves. So they have created their very own private label brands. So these are brands owned by Amazon, but with a different logo and with a different name. So you're not always going to recognize that this is actually owned by Amazon, but these are some of the brands that they have. While Amazon has these brands, a lot of people have these brands too. Last year, 140,000 people have started selling on Amazon and have become six-figure sellers. And most of them with private label brands. There's so much opportunity out there, because as people are going more and more online to buy all the things that they like, there are more and more brands that are coming up to fill those needs. And there's a very clear trend where people are buying brands that they didn't even know before. So this is something that has happened a lot through Amazon, that many buyers buy these these brands they only know from Amazon, and they don't exist nowhere else yet. And these are oftentimes just people like you and me sitting in their house that have created this brand and have found a manufacturer and have done the whole thing and are offering it now on Amazon. This is what I want to show you as well, so you can get started and do the same thing for yourself as well. So here is what the whole process is. So we are going to go through different stages. And the first very important stage is to find a product. We need to find a way that we are going to have a product that people actually like. And for that, we're going to go through the success formula that I have formulated over the years. Because the first time I got started in private labeling and in the whole Amazon thing was actually a few years ago. I met someone on Bali. That was 2014, and he was like, he was like a yoga hippie guy, and he was selling private label yoga mats on Amazon, and he was making he had a seven-figure business at that time. Now it's of course much bigger, but that time that was a seven-figure business selling Amazon private label yoga mats. And that I was so fascinated by that. And I really wanted to build something like that too. At that point, I was a single mom, and I was dreaming about building this business online. And I wanted to have that freedom as well, to be able to move around with my son, to be independent, not dependent, on a job and having to work like really crazy hours, not being able to really spend the quality time and so on. And that's how I got really, really into it. And I then went into doing product research. And at that time, I didn't have a clue how to do it, which is why, unfortunately, I ended up with products that were not ideal. And I invested all my money that I had saved into different products, especially one product I had like a straightening brush. And it worked for a while, and then I totally hit a wall and ended up losing all my money because I didn't know how to do product research properly. And I was just about to give this whole Amazon thing up. I didn't want to have to do anything with it anymore because I lost all my money. I was like, oh gosh, this doesn't really work. It's too saturated already. And thank goodness, I don't know what exactly happened, but I think I watched a video on YouTube, and then I was like, okay, now I'm going to still give it a try. And I decided I'm going to fully learn how to do this properly because I clearly didn't know how to do this properly, and I recognized my mistake. I was looking for a product that has really high competition, and me as a small little starter, I didn't have the capacities to compete with that product. So I then ended up working for different brands, helped them with the Seller Central, and at some point I started working for Amazon directly. And when I started working for Amazon directly and with different brands, I got really, really heavy into product research, and that became like my secret weapon. So since then I have launched hundreds of different products for different businesses and searched different products. So what was my misery many years ago has now become my biggest strength. And now here I am and want to share that with you because there's no worse thing than getting started in a business and not knowing exactly what to do and then risking like your savings or all the time that you spent into it. And I want to make it a bit easier. So this is the reason that I have created this. So when we go through these different stages, and that's why I backtrack a little bit into my own story about this, the product research phase is one of the most important parts in the whole process because you want to find a product that is not that competitive, but still has demand. And that's why in the first few stages of new selection and product selection validation are really some of the most essential ones. Then followed by finding the manufacturer to source it from, finding good samples, getting into the branding, finally selecting your manufacturer, ordering, and then preparing everything that has to do with the Amazon side, like preparing your listing with photography, the text that you're going to have on your product page. And then for the launch, the final week when your product is going to go live and your first orders can then come in. So this is from like a bird's eye view, what the whole process is like. How much time will this take? This can take anywhere from just a few weeks to 6 months, depending a bit on you, how quickly you are in implementing steps and doing the stuff. I have a program which is 12 weeks, and I like to go through the whole process in 12 weeks. Right now, I am in the middle of that program with my group. I have a second beta group, and we are currently at week 6 and have validated products and are now in the process of building our brand. So we are at this stage right now, the branding process with a new product. Let's continue though. So as I already said, like the most important part is finding the right product, a winning product. This is crucial because with a winning product, with the right product, no matter if you screw up everything else, you will still be getting sales. However, you could be the best in branding and creating a beautiful website and creating a beautiful listing and keywords and optimizing and all those things. But if you have chosen the wrong product, it's still not really going to work that well for you. That's why finding the winning product is going to be really the crucial key here. And without repeating myself too often, I just want to make sure that this point is, clear. So what are the first steps? The first step is the niche selection. And here's why. Oftentimes when I get started with people that want to go and sell their products on Amazon, they will tell me, okay, I'm going to get into beauty products. And then I'm like, okay, great. What's the niche? And they're like, yeah, I'm just like facial creams and things like that. And I will tell you, this is not going to work. If you want to get started and sell successfully on a massive place like the internet, you cannot be broad. And although it might work for big brands, they can be very broad and vague into what they're selling. It won't work for someone who's new and entering the market. So you need to seriously niche down. When I say niche down, you need to be looking at, okay, is there a smaller group of people that specifically wants a certain type of product? So let's say in the case of beauty, we could say, okay, we can go into vegan beauty, for example. That's already like a bit niche down. But then we can go even further down. We can say, okay, vegan, clean beauty, so with no chemicals, like harmful chemicals. And then we could even go a step further and say, okay, zero waste, clean beauty. Then we are really niched down and can really reach a market much rather than saying, okay, we are selling foundations. It's going to be really, really hard to really compete when you're just having a very broad sort of niche. So you need to really learn that it's important to narrow it down as much as you can. But at the same time, we want to make sure that there is a market. There's no point in narrowing down that much in a way that there's no market. So this is the beauty that comes with the Amazon platform, is that Amazon is like a search engine, similar to Google, because what are people doing? They are putting in things into the search bar and searching for that, what they can then buy. We can make use of that and find out what people are searching for in order to then offer products that they really want. So while we are niching down, we want to make sure that wherever we are niching down, there are people searching for that. And for this specific step, there's of course software. And I'm going to introduce you what software to use to find that out. But we want to get that mindset and that foundation right from the beginning, because we want to only go for products that people are already actively searching for. Because if you're having a very unique product that people don't know yet, and it might be like really, really great for a specific reason, like it makes your apartment smell really, really great, but no one is searching for that specific thing, it's going to be very hard to sell it on a place like Amazon or the internet if people are not searching for it. So you would need to educate a market on something. And usually when you need to educate a market, you need either a big following or you need a lot of cash for ads. So we don't want to be spending a lot of cash on ads. And I'm going to start this assuming that we don't have a following. So we want to be creating a business where we don't need a following yet. That's why we're going to only offer what people are searching for already. And for that, I do have a success formula. So there's like this 3-point success formula that I have developed over the years that I've seen. Like, I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of businesses and thousands of products. And there's always one thing that stood out to me. There are people that will totally fail at this e-commerce thing, and there are many that will succeed. But those that succeed usually follow the success formula. And the success formula is pretty simple, sometimes so simple that people underestimate how valuable and how important it is, because you just need to have one of those 3 parts wrong and it's not going to succeed. And in order to really succeed, you will need to get those 3 parts right. And let's go into what those 3 parts are. The first part is finding a market. We've already talked a little bit about it, but this is super, super, super important. Sometimes I have people that come to me and they say, oh, I have this amazing product idea. And I asked them, well, did you do your market research? How many people a month are searching for this? What are your competitors like? And so on. And they're like, oh, well, I don't know. I like the product, so I think many people are going to like it too. We cannot assume because we ourselves like a product that everyone else is going to like it. And this is oftentimes, unfortunately, something that many people get stuck on, because they have gotten emotionally so attached to an idea that they have that they are going to ignore all the red flags and just want to make it work no matter what everyone else is saying. And if you do have a very, very big budget to go into educating the market why that product is really, really needed, and even then it can flop, this is not a way you want to go. You want to get a little bit of distance to your own attachments. I mean, you want to detach yourself a little bit from your own ideas and then look at it from the perspective. Is there a market? Are there people specifically searching for what I want? And how many people are offering what I would like to offer? So let's assume we go into a niche such as zero waste beauty. We want to look at, okay, what specifically are people typing in to search for this? And can I offer any additional product that is really searched for? So this is the first really, really crucial step to make and look at what is the market searching for. And on Amazon, luckily, we know what they're searching for because they're typing it in. They have to type it in before they can find it. And this is something we're going to take as our advantage later on. The second step is adding value. So we're going to go through the Amazon page in a moment and look through an example. But once you know that there's a market, you want to, for sure, be able to add value. It doesn't need to be a physical value. Sometimes it can be just a perceived value. That means, for example, there's a product on the market and you go through the negative reviews and see, okay, people are complaining that the material smells bad, it's not durable, it doesn't really seem to work that well, and so on. So you want to come on the market and figure out a way to improve this product, either by changing a bit of the packaging so that the material stays in there better, or whatever the reason is that it didn't work out earlier. You want to make sure that you find a way to improve the product. And oftentimes it can be very simple. It could be like, oh, this product only exists in white, I wish it was in black. Things like that. Listen to the market, listen to what they're asking for and what they tell you, because they are oftentimes in the negative reviews, they're going to tell you what they truly wanted and why this is disappointing them. So when we come with our product on the market, we want to either fix those pain points or add a perceived value in having a better branding, having a better proposition, maybe even having a bigger amount of product, for example, making a bundle, mixing it with an accessory, giving like a bonus thing with it. I mean, there are hundreds of different ways of adding value, but the best bet to know how to add value is going to be by reading what people have to say and what they're not liking. And then the third part to get those lots of sales is getting the traffic, because in order to get a lot of sales online, you need to get traffic. And this is very, very crucial. It's oftentimes something that people underestimate. So they find a product that sells really well on Amazon and they're like seeing, ooh, they're making 100 grand. All these different products are doing so well. This is incredible. Look, they have 4,000 reviews. What a beautiful product. I'm going to offer the same thing. And that's where many people go wrong. And that's where I went wrong when I offered my my straightening brush. Next time I'm going to show you my straightening brush because I still have a lot of sample pieces at home. But yeah, the mistake that many do is they offer a product that is very, very competitive. So if it's too competitive, even if you were able to add value and even if you see that there is demand for it, if it's going to be really, really hard to get on the first page on Amazon, this is not going to be a product that is going to bring you success. You need to find a product that has less competition in order to be able to rank on page number 1. Because when you want to sell something on Amazon, the only way to really get sales is by getting on page number 1. Because when we look at our own behavior as buyers, it's very rare that we buy things off the second, third, or fourth page. There's some odd people, like some odd number of people that do this, but it's not many. And unless it's like a design item where people look through different designs, like rugs, for example, like all these different designs and rugs, people sometimes go to page 2 and 3. But other than that, most products, people will stay on the first page. And the only way to succeed here is to be on the first page. So let's just recap quickly. We need to find a product people are searching for. We need to be able to add some value and bring something better to the market, to what is already there. And we need to make sure that the product is not too competitive so that we can be on the first page. If we have those 3 components of the success formula right, the likelihood of our product being successful is really, really high compared to if we have one or multiple of these 3 components missing. Here are some questions that you can ask yourself to figure out if whatever idea you have is something that fits into the success formula. First question you can ask yourself: are people already searching for this, for something like this? Then to figure out if there's a value add possibility, you can ask yourself, can I solve an issue that other similar products don't? Is there a way to be appealing? And then for the third part of the success formula, you can ask yourself, is the product very competitive on Amazon? These are the main questions that you can ask yourself to figure out if your product idea is going to match the requirement for the success formula. Now let's look at what type of products can make a great private label product and which ones are not that great. So there are categories that are great for private labeling and some that aren't. Let's look at those that are great. So great are like baby, beauty, health and personal care, home and garden, industrial and scientific, office products, outdoor, pet supplies, sports, tools, and home improvement. These are wonderful niches to go into. Things to really avoid is everything that has to do with automotives or like cars or bicycles, power sports, camera and photos, all sorts of electronic products, cell phone accessories, consumer electronics, art, groceries, appliances, personal computers, software, games, video DVDs, Blu-rays, and watches. These are things you want to really avoid, not sell. There are multiple reasons. You don't want to be selling electronic products because there's a lot of different issues that come with selling electronic products, from compliance to certifications to defect rates and so on. You want to be looking for products that are mostly tools or things that are not electronic and not digestible. We want to avoid anything where we could become liable or responsible if there is an accident. Let's say you are going to sell a product that is meant for babies and it's meant to be eaten or something like that, and something happens to a baby. This is a thing you don't want to be liable for, especially as a beginner. We want to be starting light and go for products that are going to not bring us hassles and headaches. We want to be starting in a way that it's going to be easier for us. Not from a perspective of being lazy, but a perspective of being smart about it and not bringing ourselves issues where it's not necessary to go that route. So a few things that we want to be looking at private label selection guidelines are, here's some. We want to find things that are easy to find. The competition isn't too strong. We want to have a good price range, and we want to have a value add opportunity. And let's go now on Amazon and have an example. So I do have Amazon here, and I have taken out an example that I like to use. It's a reusable cotton round. So this is in the zero waste sort of makeup niche. And what we do have here, it's a very simple product. It's a fabric, sort of a round piece that you can use to remove your makeup. Very simple product, and it does really, really well. This is a great example for private label products, because when you look closer, you will see that none of these brands are going to be familiar to you. These are all, well, let's say no-name brands. These are private label brands of people that have just started selling these products on Amazon. Let's look at these ones here. And I'm going to show you as well how much they are making, because that's going to be really, really interesting for many of you. So we see reusable cotton rounds is something that people are searching for 30,000 times a month. That is quite a lot of people searching for this. Here we do have a chart with all the products we just seen on the first page. The first few, it says SP, these are sponsored. So it means that these are ads. So let's scroll down so we only see the organic ones that are listing or ranking organically. And we'll see that here, this one is making 19,000. This one here is making 120,000 a month. This one here is making 32,000, 41,000, and so on. So we do see some that are making much less. Here, this one here, they only have 10 reviews, and a few more here. So we do see a lot of different offers, and we can see how much they're making a month. This is very, very interesting. I love the example of Greenzilla. They're doing very well, 120,000 a month in revenue. This is revenue. We don't know the profit margins, but but this is basically a very simple product. It's a bamboo and cotton round. What they have done is they have added here this green border, a round box, and a bag for a laundry bag. This is the whole private label product, and then they have created here a listing that explains the product. When we look at their stats, they've only started around a little bit longer than a year ago. 455 days is how long they're selling. Oh, and this is a tool that I have added. So if you scroll down on your Amazon page, you won't be able to see this sort of information. This is these are Chrome extensions that I have added to my Chrome so that I can see these things. Okay, so this is really, really interesting. And that's how much they are doing. Just to give you an idea, I'm not saying that you're going to be making 100 grand a month with a new product, but of course there is a lot of opportunity, and these ones here only started a year ago, selling zero waste or reusable, eco-friendly beauty products. So when we look at the private label selection guidelines and we look at different products here, we can see now, let's look at a different product as well. Let's see, what would be a great product? Let's make makeup brushes. Not being that creative right now, but this is a product that you can clearly see that there's a lot of private labeling going on. So when you look at it, it looks like it's almost the same product, isn't it? Because it comes from the same factory. Most of these brushes come from the same factory. They have different brands on it, but it's basically, I mean, it's the same image almost. And here we have all those different brushes as well. Hold on though, don't think that doing a brush set is going to be making sense, because this is a very great example of a very competitive market. So we do have here products that have almost 50,000 reviews. That's a lot. And I'm sure they're making massive revenue numbers. Let's quickly look at this. This is the Chrome extension, that one of the Chrome extensions that I have. So the one that I just said, yeah, they make like 500,000 a month. So this is a multi-million-dollar product. So this product alone makes like 6 million a year, around about that. So this is massive, of course, and not something that we want to be competing with. But it is a great example to really show you that private labeling is so incredibly common. And this guy has started at some point too. You know, this is a no-name brand. BS Mall, not even a great brand. But it doesn't really matter that much, because people are not buying the brand name, they are buying the product images. And those are great. Oops. Let's see, I can't see how long they've been around, but I don't think they've been around for that long. Yeah, unfortunately here it is not showing me. Ah, here we go. Okay, they've been around for a few years now, total of four years, round about that. So yeah, not bad. They have done a great job here. but creating a 6 million product a year, I mean, a product that makes 6 million a year in 4 years, it's a great accomplishment, I must say. So when we look at our requirements, what are we going to be looking at? We want to be looking for products that are easily found. So we want to make sure that when we type something in, like makeup brushes set, this can be easily found because it's obvious what it means. Now, if we put in product for smooth skin, you will find that this is not really specific at all. You will get all sorts of different products. You get creams, you will get some sort of like facial cream, then you will have some serum and some body brushes, some shea butter. You even get like a razor. I mean, this is so vague that we don't even know what the person is searching for. So we need to really have a very specific keyword that people are searching for that is leading them to buy something. When people just put in product for smooth skin, they're most likely not there with the intention to buy. They're most likely there with the intention to research. So we want to have keywords where people are in the intention of buying. For example, we could put in pink razors. And let me close those tabs. Oopsie, now I closed the wrong one. Sorry guys, I'm just having too many tabs open and it's getting really slow. Okay, pink razor. Okay, so now we have a very specific keyword. People here are searching for pink razors. And what we are getting are pink razors. Now we can go even more specific and look for pink safety razor. And now we find these are the safety razors that many people like when they go into the zero waste. And here we do have some pink ones. So this is now very specific. And we see, okay, the offers here are not that many. Most of these razors are not in pink. But that would be a very niche topic. Also, what we could do is a safety razor for women. Safety razor for women. So now we are going to get all these different safety razors that are for women as well. So when I talk about this being very specific, this is what I mean. We want to be as specific as possible with what people are searching for. The next thing we want to be looking at is price. So we want to see that the product sells for at least $15. So here we see, yeah, this sells for at least $15. Because if it sells below $15, you need to go into high volume in order to make a decent profit. If you go for products, however, that have a selling price of $15, your profit margins are still going to be around 30%, but that 30% is going to be much more than a 30% out of $7. So we want to make sure that we can get started with a product that is going to give us around $5 of profit per unit sold. The reason for it is because otherwise we need to go so much into the volume that our investment capital to get started might be a bit higher. So we want to get started with around $4,000 to $5,000. And for that, we want to have a product that sells for between $15 and $35. If you go above $35, it's going to be difficult to get started within that budget range, because if your product costs $50, usually your buying price of that product is going to be much higher as well. So we want to be looking at that. Then, of course, the value add opportunity. This is something that is super important and was in our success formula. This needs to be looked at. Also, we want to be looking at the market size. How many people are searching for this product? We want to have at least 1,500 people a month searching for that. And for that, we do need a Chrome extension to get that. We want to look at product size, the smaller the better, of course. And we want to be looking at seasonality. So while it can be highly profitable to sell Halloween products, for example, or Christmas products, or some sort of seasonal product, but it is a very short period of time where you can sell these products well. So while it can be profitable at that point, you oftentimes need really high investment budgets because you will have a high volume and it's very competitive for a very short period of time, and you don't have much time to make mistakes. And then when you're getting started, you don't want to be going into anything that is too trendy or too seasonal, because there you really need experience to make sure that the product does well. What we want to be going for are those little niches within niches that have some search volume, but are not crazy products that make 100,000 a month. We are looking for products that make like between $5,000 and $15,000 a month. This is a great product to get started in because it's not too competitive, and it gives you the opportunity to grow, and you can grow your business rather than having one product that makes 100,000. It's better to have multiple products at some point that make 8,000, 10,000, 12,000, and grow your business with that. Because that way it's a more sustainable way of growing, and you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. So now you have seen those products on Amazon, and we've looked through all of this, and we've looked at some revenue numbers, and we've seen the Chrome extension here on how to see how many people are searching for something specifically. Now we want to make sure that we actually know how to get the product. So there is a very known page, and hold on, and that is, let me make this bigger again, Alibaba. And I went on Alibaba already. This is a page where you can find manufacturers. Just to show you the example with the reusable cotton rounds, just to add, this is not a product I recommend you to get started in, but it is a way of showing you how easy it is to get certain products created for yourself. So I searched for reusable cotton rounds here in Alibaba, and here you see all these different manufacturers that offer this sort of product. And here we even see the manufacturer that has created the one that we have seen on Amazon. So this seems to be the same manufacturer that has created that. We do get to see the prices here as well of the product, and some specification, how long it takes to create this product, some information about the factory, and other products that they also do create or trade. Oftentimes these are trading companies as well that just help you with finding products that do well. And on Alibaba, you can basically find any sort of product in all sorts of different niches. So you will see from home and garden products. You get all sorts, from kitchen, home and storage organization, to decoration, to, I mean, really anything that you can think of, you can find here. Like portable small medicine box, for example. This looks quite nice. It is sold for 69 cents if you buy between 2 and 499. And with that, you could then create a brand, stick that logo on here, or stick the logo just on the packaging in case you want to keep it logo free, because some customers prefer to have it without a logo because it looks cleaner. And let's look on Amazon if this is selling on Amazon. What was it? Portable. Let's go to all departments. Portable medicine. Medicine box. So let's see what's out there. We have like all these different little offers here. I haven't seen that one quite yet. Yeah, so they're all different sort of medicine boxes in here. But that one there I haven't seen yet. It looks quite nice, really. So yeah, once you know about it, it isn't really that big of a mystery anymore. But the really important part is to finding that product that is going to make sense and getting that product research done correctly. And this is most likely the most challenging part for most sellers that want to get started, and even for those that already do sell. Finding that next product without wasting months and months and months on product research and getting one winning product after the other is something that many have struggled. And many years ago, I did struggle with that really, really hard, and I learned it a very hard way. And I'm very grateful though that I learned it the hard way because of that. Only because of my failure back then, I ended up working for Amazon. I ended up working for all these different brands and do their product research and do those launches. And I got so much exposure through that mistake that I made. But having said that, even though it was a great mistake for me to make, I don't want you to be having to do the same mistake too, which is why I do have a winning product challenge coming up. It's going to start next week, Friday. It's a 21-day challenge where I go through finding that product for you. So I really show you my winning product formula, how I find those products. And it's a 21-day challenge. Every day we do have a class. We go through like a niche research. We go through how to recognize a winning product. I mean, basically all the things that you need so that in the end of the 21 days, you do have your first product or your next product, or at least even multiple product ideas that you could work with. Yeah, so this is something that I am going to have open from today until next Friday. And I am very, very excited for this 21 days. And if you want to be finding your first product in the next 21 days, do make sure to let me know that you want to join the program. It comes with so much. So really, I mean, it's like a membership site with daily classes. You get like a workbook every day, validation checklist, really things that are going to help you to get that winning product. And before, I mean, I'm sure you ask yourself, okay, but hey, Laura, is this something that is going to cost like a lot? No, this is not going to cost thousands of dollars. It's less than $100 to join the 21-day challenge. And it's for you to really find that first product. It's part of the Black Friday sort of a week, and you can join that for less than $100. And I look forward to having a lot of new product ideas that are going to come out of that. Yeah, so if you want to join, do reach out. You can also leave a comment or just reach out to me, and I get you sorted out and into the membership and into the program. Yeah, I wish you a beautiful day. If you do have questions, please post them just below in the comments, and I'll be able to address some of them for sure. And yeah, I wish you a beautiful day and see you soon.